Hi there, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to do some sewing around a few tags that I have made, and I wanted to kind of walk through some of the different stitches that I've been using. And I always recommend doing some test on a test scrap piece of paper. So this first one here, this is a straight stitch, and this is on the default setting, and you'll see that. And then here I changed it to the spacing where the stitches are longer, so you can see that. And then here I went with the zigzag stitch, and this is the default setting. And then here I changed the width and the height of the stitch to the maximum to see how I like that. And then this next stitch, it's a zigzag, but it's a variation in the height of the stitch. And this is the default setting right here. And then I changed it to the max height and width. And then here I changed the width so they weren't spread out as far apart. Brought that down a little bit. And then here I brought it down to the height of the stitch going this way down to the smallest. So that's what I recommend, is you play around and see what size you like to use on whatever paper you're getting ready to sew. And let me show you the settings that I'm talking about. So my sewing machine is a Singer. It wasn't very expensive. I think it was under $200. I got it, I think Christmas of 2019. And here are all the different stitches that are available on my machine. And the ones I'm kind of talking about today are this 001 here, and then number 3 and number 4. And then number 5 is the same as number 4, it's just inverted. And then as you can see here, I'm on the number 4 right now, and this is where I ended. So this is kind of showing you the height of the stitch, and you use these arrows to, have it go up or go down. And so for this stitch, the highest it can go is 7, and that was the biggest one. And then this here is the spacing, how long or how spaced out the stitches are, and then it'll show you your height here. So just play around with them, and then you can kind of figure out what it is you like. And so then let me go back to the beginning. 0, 0. So this is kind of the settings that I like. So I like them spaced out pretty far. One, I think it just does better on paper instead of having the holes closer together. And then this one really doesn't matter when it's just straight stitch, because it's a straight stitch. And then on number 3 that I use, so again, this is this one here. I don't like the highest 6. I think that's a little too big, so I usually go to about 4.5 or 4. And then from a spacing perspective, I usually do around at 2.5, but it's never set in stone. It's just kind of what I'm feeling that particular day. So, every sewing machine is a little bit different. I think all of the different Singer models are probably similar, but I honestly don't know. But let me show you. I'm going to sew a couple tags and show you what that looks like. So I'm going to do the zigzag stitch. And this is the first tag that I'm going to do. And I usually just start at the top and kind of go all the way around. And one of the things that I do is I have a button on here that can keep the needle up or down. So when I stop it, it'll keep the needle in the down position, and that makes it easier for me to go around the corners. So let's get this started here. There we go. bottom here and I stop it, the needle stays down, and I can just easily turn that. Alright, let me finish this up. So here is this one stitched up. Now I am not good at sewing straight lines, but I don't really care. I think it adds to it. So I did yellow to kind of blend in, but you could also do a contrasting color if you want the stitching to stand out. The other thing, if you want to trim off the excess, you can trim off the excess, but I kind of like leaving it on there. So let me do the rest of these tags. Here is the first tag that I sewed. And then on the next one I decided just to do a straight stitch. And what's neat is they're pretty on the back side too, which I think is neat, on the side that you journal on. Here I did the wonky stitch where it's higher and lower all the way around. I love how these tags turned out. They're so much fun. And then I thought I'd play around. This is a stitch I hadn't used before. It looks like little leaves, and so I thought it would be fun just to add just a little diagonal touch on this tag. I hope that you enjoyed this video on sewing on paper. If it's something that you have been hesitant to try, I hope this inspires you to try to do it. It's pretty easy. I am not a sewer by any means, and I primarily got this sewing machine for my scrapbooking and junk journaling and things like that. So I find it super easy. The tricky part was learning how to, get the bobbin loaded and threading the needle, and the videos that Singer had on YouTube were very helpful. Anyway, I hope you all like my tags, and I hope that you give sewing on your tags or in your junk journals a try. And thanks so much for watching, and please hit that like button. And if you're new, I would love it if you would subscribe. See you all on the next video.